Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Diaco and today we'll be discussing about the worst human trait in existence, in my opinion, envy. Now look, I've done a video like this somewhat similar in regards to ego. I recommend watching this video. Pretty good video, if I say so myself. Alhamdulillah. And today we'll be discussing about envy. So the 7 deadly sins. Pinpointed envy. Comment down below if you want me to discuss about the rest of the sins, because that's what I'm going based off from this video, the 7 deadly sins. So in the synopsis of this video, right, in short therefore, we'll be discussing about why I thought of this video, what is envy and jealousy, because people really don't know the difference between these two, and I believe there's actually a very big difference. Number 3, why is envy the worst trait to have? 4, what having envy truly means, and actually understanding its layers, because people really don't know what it stems from, right? And what's the deeper meaning when you feel these things. And lucky last, we'll be discussing about how to overcome envy. I should also state this, if you ever feel envious or jealousy, you shouldn't actually beat yourself up about it. Even though I do suggest it's the worst trait to have in human existence, it's okay to feel these things. It's human behavior, right? If we weren't meant to feel it, we weren't meant to feel it. Wait, what? What did I say? Listen to this. If you weren't meant to feel it, you weren't meant to feel it. And you'll understand what this means later when I discuss about the underlying meanings of enviness. Why I thought of this video, I actually was scrolling through TikTok and saw the 7 deadly sins. Well, I looked at it and I said, okay, what's the worst sins to have out of these 3? Oh, sorry, out of these 7. And I picked 3. Pride, wrath, Ralph, or whatever the hell you say, it's anger, or envy. Now, while I looked at these 7 traits, some of them you could actually get some positivity out of these things. For example, having pride in a positive manner shows that you have self-confidence, self-respect, and self-esteem. These are pretty good. For example, for anger is pretty bad, right? A good trait to find from this is actually, for example, someone talks bad to your mum. Hey man, are you going to be happy or what? Or are you going to be angry? Are you going to beat the brother up? As you should though, right? So there's goodness that comes from this. Except for envy. I couldn't actually find something that's good in regards to envy. I could find one for jealousy, but not for envy. Hence, why I'm making this video. And additionally, why I think is the worst trait to have. So what is envy and what is jealousy? Okay, no problem, I'll tell you. And there is actually deep differences, because I think envy is black. It's pretty dark, it's darkness. Jealousy, pretty bad, but it's slightly lighter. Envious is this: not only do you wish you had what someone else had, you believe they don't deserve it, and you feel malice towards them because of it. Wait, what did I say? One more time. Let's repeat. Not only wishing you had what someone else had, you believe they don't deserve it, and you hate them because of it. That's pretty fucked up. Like, hey man, I don't want to swear. I'm trying to be a halal man. But that's actually really bad. Really bad. This is darkness type of traits. Now, jealousy, it's borderline apples and oranges in my opinion. You just wish you had what someone else had. This is jealousy. For example, 2 girls. I'm a girl. I saw my friend get a Cartier bracelet. I feel jealous for that. For example, I wish I had that. But if I felt envious, I wanted this, I don't think she deserves it. Maybe she works 72 hours in 3 days. You know what I mean? Like, let's say she works that. Somehow she makes that. She doesn't deserve that bracelet. That's envious to jealousy. Jealousy is also more into like relationships. For example, I feel jealous that my partner is talking to other people at the work placement, and you can't really feel envy for that. It's not really envious, it's more jealousy. So jealousy is mainly about relationships or materialistic stuff and such like this. I have a nice watch. Someone might be jealous, so they just want this watch. That's it, right? They don't believe I didn't deserve it, didn't work hard for this, and they don't hate me for it. This comes from deep-rooted problems such as insecurity. However, jealousy, if you try to find good out of it, right, shows what your motivations are and your aspirations. So some people, you know, they might like come to me or like, oh, you just talk to your friends, or I don't know what to do with my life, bro. I feel lost. You know what's somewhat of a good indicator, honestly? And this will just naturally happen if you feel like these things. If you just feel lost, you don't know what to do with your life. You might feel jealous towards something. If you have a positive mindset, you could use that in a positive light and say, you know what, that means I actually want that. Okay, I'm jealous that this guy has nice clothes. Okay, how much is that clothes? $500. Okay, that motivates me to work harder in my job to get those clothes. So you could view it like this, or your aspirations in life, feeling jealous. Oh, I'm jealous. My friend got that promotion. You know what? That means I want to do well as well. I want to get that promotion. You could view it in a way that it actually directs you to what you want in life. So you could use actually the negative trait into a positive, but you need to understand and have a mindset for that. What you want to do with your life. Because some people our age, younger brothers, they might feel lost. They might always feel jealous of some other brother might do good, this, that. If you really want to be successful, use the jealousy. Let it directly you to what you actually want. But don't be envious. This is when honestly, shaitan got you, bros. But this is also why I believe envious is probably the worst trait to have. It's because there's no positivity you can get from this. I tried to dissect it. You can't get anything positive out of it. Out of envious, not even like a positive try to get it, you can't find this, but you can with the jealousy. So what is the deep rooted meaning of envious? What does this mean? What is the layers? It's onions, right? It's Shrek's onion. What's layer by layer? What does this mean? Having envious, no problem, I'll tell you. When you are envious, you lack self-esteem, self-belief, self-confidence. You need validation and approval. And also you project of your personal insecurities. Now, I don't really like using these words, but having envious is like a beta mentality. I don't like using these words, the alpha, the beta. I think it's actually pretty zesty, but it's the truth, and I'll tell you why. And having a beta mentality or being a beta is probably, honestly, it's probably one of the most dangerous people you could be with, right? They're like cockroaches. You can't really kill betas. They're always the slimiest. You don't need to be afraid of the guy who has the pride, even though that's considered the worst trait to have socially. You shouldn't be scared of the alpha because the reason is this: you know what he wants. He's very face value. The brother with the envy, the beta, it's slimy. It's disgusting. It's rooted of just sliminess and just a cockroach, you know. And this is also why beta men's are actually more dangerous than the alphas, because you don't know what they're up to straight up. You know what? I feel envy of the guy. You know what that actually tells you? It tells you that guy that you feel jealous or envy of, he's better than you. That's what that feeling is. Because if he wasn't better than you wouldn't feel jealous. You wouldn't feel envious. You wouldn't hate him because he got that promotion. You wouldn't feel envy of that. You will say, good job, bro. You see, the thing is this: people that are above you do not feel envious of people below them. Do you understand this? A CEO won't feel envious of some brother doing well for himself. You understand? So you don't envy someone that's lower than you. You only envy someone who you believe subconsciously, which turns into conscious, which means turns into envy, because that's conscious, that you only feel envious of someone you believe that's above you, better than you. So you got to remember this: when you're feeling envious of someone, you like the self-esteem, you like the self-confidence. You might not consciously think this, but this is what it means: that the other person is actually better than you. So if you had the confidence and the self-belief, you wouldn't be feeling these things. Now, before I end it, I want to actually give you a quick story, because it's regarded that pride is actually the worst trait to have, and I actually don't think so. In a lot of the articles and such, they say that probably the worst out of the 7 deadly sins is pride. I think it's envy. And a lot of the arguments is because they say the devil felt pride, like shaitan, like Lucifer. I say it in Christianity. I'm a Muslim though. They say that he felt pride, and that's why it's regarded the worst trait. But the truth is this: the first trait he actually felt wasn't pride, it was envious. And I'll tell you why. He was envious that God just randomly made Adam and told him, hey, go bow down to him. He was envy for that. The devil, before, was praying to God XYZ, and this random brother comes in. I'll explain. This random brother comes in out of nowhere, and the God's like, okay, this guy, he's like top of the range now. Adam, he's the top of the range now. Go, you've been demoted. The devil felt envious first. That's the root of it. He felt envious. He said, I want to be the top of the range. I want to be the top. Why is Adam the top now? I want to be the top. I was working all this time. I was the top. Now it's him. That's the first one, remember? Then he's like, he doesn't deserve that. He just came here. That's the second. Then he goes, I hate him for it. I'm not going to listen to you, God. I hate him for it. And that's when the pride shows. After these 3 steps of what I mentioned prior of what envy means. So when they say the devil had pride, yes, he did. But the root of it started from envy. And this is also why I suggest that envy is the worst trait to have. Because it's the root of all evil. I believe so anyway. Now let's end the video on how to overcome envy. Now, I'm not going to like say the traditional, maybe some like traditional is like, oh, stop comparing yourself with others. No life is the same. Just think about yourself, bro. Or maybe go see a psychologist. I'll give you legit golden nuggets, all right? So I'll give you 2 tips. Number 1 is this. Just because someone else has it doesn't mean you can't get it as well. There's no limit to this. It's not capped. Just because someone got that Cartier ring or bracelet, someone has that nice hoodie, that nice car, that doesn't mean you can't get it too. Just because your friend has that promotion does not mean you can't get one too. That's what you need to understand to overcome envy. Just because another brother has something doesn't mean you can't get it as well. This doesn't mean you can't have it as well. You follow me? That was very important. Because a lot of these things, envious and jealousy stems from, you wish you had what the other person have. You don't think, fuck it, he doesn't deserve it. Why does he have it? I wish I had that. You know, he doesn't. Because what are you doing? This is not good, my friend. This is not good, my friend. Serious. This video is more about envious, but jealousy and envy do somewhat like correlate a bit. Not really, but do. It's one of them ones. It's actually like this, perfectly. If you have envious, you have jealousy. But if you're jealous, you don't have envy. Are you following? If you're envious of someone, this also means you're jealous of them. If you're jealous of them, doesn't mean you have envy of them. That's why when I do this, it's a bit followed. Also, when I say how to overcome it, if you could overcome envy, you overcome jealousy. It's like that. So the second tip I'll give you, I already told you what having envy truly means, right? So what does it mean? For a refresher, it means you lack confidence, self-esteem, and self-belief. So how do you combat that from this tip here? So to have confidence, to have self-esteem, to have self-belief in yourself in a genuine way, in a correct way, and not in a fake way, for a stunting way, for a proper genuine way, it's only actually one way to do this, and it's to have credentials. To genuinely feel confident, to genuinely have self-belief, to genuinely have correct self-esteem, you need the credentials to have this, and this promotes self-improvement. Now, what does this mean? For example, you could be envious of someone because at the gym, he looks better than you. How do you actually get better than that? So how do you actually defeat that? 1, understanding just because he has a good body doesn't mean I can't. I could get that too then. That actually shows I could get that, right? Because he could have it too. That's the tip 1. Then the tip 2 is this, the credentials. You actually get that body. You get that physique and you said, you know what? I actually have that. So now I actually look good now. Does that make sense? Another example is this. If someone in your job has a promotion, you look at his, and you feel envious of him, you actually look at his credentials, he would be better than you. He would be. You look for fact, his statistics are better than you. That's why he got the promotion. So how do you defeat this? In regards to the actual statistics of the work rate, you have to defeat that. You need the credentials to be better. If you actually are better than him in regards to the credentials, you'll overcome envy. Does that make sense? Because once you do this, it will increase your confidence, increase your self-esteem. That might be a bit more difficult to do, but it's just the truth. You need credentials to defeat envious, and you need to understand just because someone else has something doesn't mean you can't have it too. Because true credentials is when you have true confidence. For example, if you're a model, you do runway, you have genuine confidence. You know, you did runway, you could say you're a model. That's your credential. To say you're smart, you know, you feel like you're intelligent, smart. You finish high school, you do your bachelor's, you know, okay, there's your credential, you're smart. You could say you're smart with confidence, with your self-esteem, with your chest up, you know, you need the credentials to have this. So this promotes self-improvement too. So in short, therefore, you really need to work on yourself and to be better. So yeah, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think of this video. And if you want me to go in depth of the other deadly sins, or if you want me to talk about a specific trait or like this, let me know. And I will probably do so, right? But yeah, I hope you learned something. And remember again, guys, if you do ever feel envious, don't beat yourself up from this. Right? I don't want to make someone that already feels envy that's watching this video to hate themselves more. Right? I want this to bring value to it, so how to actually overcome it, what it truly means. Because a lot of people that might feel envy or jealousy, they don't know what it stems from, like why they're feeling, they don't know why they're feeling that way or how to even overcome it. So I hope this shows you some layers of it. But just because you do feel envy, you can overcome this. And yeah, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to see anything else, you let me know. See you later.
What? Huh? Yeah. Bad bitch on me just like where? I get the money, I get the little paper, then look at the shit that I wear.